Hey, this is Rick Casells from ShoulderPainSolved.com. I wanted to go through a video with you kind of highlighting what I did that ended up flaring up my knee. So one week I was doing a whole bunch of assessments assessments with this company, and I was working in this warehouse which had cement floors, and I ended up having to get into a variety of positions, standing and squatting and kneeling throughout the day. And what I found out is as the week ended up progressing on, my right knee pain ended up getting worse and worse and worse, and really reached a point where it ended up flaring up, and my knee ended up really flaring up. And reflecting back, I can see what I did that ended up leading to that flare-up. And this was the first time that my knee ever flared up in this way. And I did a second video for you where I kind of showed you the things that I did in order to help me overcome that knee pain. First was my shoes. I ended up wearing these shoes, and the mistake I made was I ended up buying them over the internet. They were cheap, and they kind of looked funky, so I ordered them and got them, and they were kind of comfortable. They were kind of shoes that are kind of like space boots, I kind of call them, where there's lots of cushioning and they really kind of end up feeling soft. But the negative is that I didn't try them on. They have a little higher heel lift than I'm used to, which ends up putting more stress on my knees. And also, since the material is nice and soft and scrunchy, didn't really give me that much support to my feet. And what ends up happening is, if you end up lacking that support in the feet, which ends up forcing your arch to flatten out, with that arch flattening out, it ends up rotating your lower part of your leg and rotating your knee in. It ends up putting more stress on that inside part of your knee. And once in a while that's fine, but standing throughout the whole day, being in this warehouse with hard floors, hard cement floors, throughout the week with every single day, just ended up putting more and more stress on that knee to a point where it ended up flaring up and being painful. The other thing was, what I was standing on. So the hard floors were probably not the best thing for me to do. I mean, I could have gotten some sort of mats, some sort of shock absorbing mat that I could have stood on. The other things is just my position, my standing position. The wider of a foot position you end up taking, the more stress and strain you end up putting on the medial part of your knee. So I should have ended up switching my positions, hip width apart, shoulder width apart, more than shoulder width apart, and just mixing up my feet positions. So just kind of summarizing things, I discourage you to kind of buy shoes over the internet, especially if you've never had a chance to try them on, because you never know what you're going to end up getting. Number two, try to look for shoes that don't have too high of a heel lift, because that heel lift will put more stress, will push you more onto your balls of your feet, which puts more stress on the knee. Look for shoes with good support, which end up preventing that falling of the arch, which ends up preventing that twisting of the shin and the thigh, which leads to more stress on the knee. And also look at changing your foot positions in order to change the stress that ends up being put on your knee. So I hope those lessons are helpful to you and will kind of give you some insight on things that you can do in order to avoid knee pain in the future. So this is Rick Casells from ShoulderPainSolved.com. I encourage you to swing by my site. There's a bunch of resources when it comes to injuries and pain, specifically shoulder pain. So hope to see you over there. So this is Rick Casells from ShoulderPainSolved.com saying take care and bye-bye.